Hi everyone, I'm back. We're going to work now on, I'll call this part 2 of a bracelet tree of life with 22 gauge wire. And right now I'm going to work on the 22 gauge. Next will be the 24. Both will be made with these beads. These are just a mix for anyone that's new. You see wire and just a little bit of everything in here. I used to work over a huge, this actually, tray, and I just dumped everything in it. And I had bags. Let's see, jump rings, you'll find it all. Of beads that were chosen. And then I just started, whenever I would work on something, I'd throw them in. So this is what you're looking at. That's what they are. Most of my bicones are 4 millimeter, and let's get started. So I'm going to bead this the way I do every bracelet, tree of life. I don't put a leaf because they're so short. There's no room for a leaf. And my wires are long. I did cut them long intentionally because of my hands, but I cut these 14 inches long. You could take an inch or two off because you're only actually going to need about this much. So I do cut them long. I like them long, my preference, but you don't have to do that. You do you. I like to alternate beads and crystals, and something small, something big, because I just find that it looks better. And I'm gonna probably, I'm gonna use beads, maybe. Yeah, may as well. With seed beads too. And the way I'm going to do it is just bring my wire to my hoop, wrap it around my hoop, bring it up, because this is, um, uh, yeah, well, I'm doing them separate. So first of all, I do wrap it around twice. And because it's a bracelet, it should go by pretty quick. I will cut the wires as I finish each section. The first thing I do want to do though is make sure that my tree will be in the center of my hoop. It doesn't slide as easily, so it should be easier than if you put it into, like, say, a 4 inch or a 5 inch hoop, which I also use often, always. But anyway, let's just carry on. I'm not going to chase beads and crystals, hopefully. Hopefully everything just jumps right onto my wire because I'm not fancy today. Today we'll just put them together with things that are pretty. They're pretty, and they should look beautiful. Bring it again. I'm gonna wrap it over twice. This one. Pass it down. Bring it back up. I do have beginner tutorials in bracelets, and I do go a little bit slower. And bring the wire over. There's 4 wires to every section, so after 4, I will cut the wires. And then we're going to carry on. Again, just whatever. I'm trying to keep the beads and crystals unison to the shape of my tree. Clearly something this big would not look good on it. That would look good in a big project. You can use all seed beads or crystals, and that actually would look beautiful in a bracelet. And you can find everything that I use in a playlist. See if that, I'm going to keep them pretty much the same size. That is definitely too small. I may actually change over to, I should have just stuck with crystals and seed beads. Why aren't you going on there we go. I knew that would fit. I thought it just didn't have a hole. There's plenty of those in here. A lot of these, when I first started a long, long time ago, I would just throw in a baggie whatever I didn't use. And I ended up with a lot of baggies of stuff I didn't use. There's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't have enough for another project. And back then I was doing specific things. a couple of decades ago. Now, not so much. Now I'm just having fun, sharing, and learning. To everyone that's new here, I don't edit. To everyone that's not new here, I'm sorry that you have to hear me say that all the time. Just think back to the first time you found me. Some of you have been here for a year, and I'm honored. Just bring it around. I'm sorry for that scratching sound. Trying a new method of a sound system, so I don't know what I sound like really. But I can tell you I forgot to put the unit on, and then I recorded no sound. So anyway, we're gonna cut off these 4 wires. I like to cut them nice and close with my wire cutter. If you've never made a tree, I started off with a nail clipper and tweezers for real. And to this day, I still use just tweezers. I don't like to use pliers up here because I can't get in there and push my wires down properly. So this I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push your wire down. Better to cut them a little bit closer than I did. And then just push it around. Basically, I like to curl my wire. I don't like to wrap it around my hoop. I don't like it. I used to. I don't want to feel the wires, and I want to be able to tighten them. And you have to use just the pointy ones. Um, I like to tighten my tree without it unraveling. So that's what I do, and I've been doing it this way for years. And I'm going to try and get in there for you without my hand in front. Yeah. It's not as easy as if I was just doing it without having to stay in focus and let you see what I'm doing. So normally I twist from the front, which I'll show you just like that. Push my wire down. For me, it's a lot easier than trying to maneuver pliers and all that. So now you have finished your first section, and it looks like that. Very pretty. You can use all seed beads. I have them in a playlist. They come in different colors, and they are not perfect for let's see, jewelry, because they're not all the same size. Sometimes you find ones that are stuck together, and but for me, they're perfect. And I've bought them many, many times, and I still buy them. And it's the size you bead, 6/0. I'm gonna do both of the wires. It'll go by faster, maybe. I work over this tray, which is not the greatest because I don't have a whole lot of room, but I drop stuff. And I have a cat who chases stuff. So anything I drop is in this tray that I have cloth napkins in. For what I do, I think that this little setup is working. Not ideal. I have to stand, which I'm not liking, but I've been doing it for a year. So I'm still going to work on it, though. I have a few more ideas. Okay, we'll clip off these 2 wires. Nice and close. The first two I didn't do too close. Made it a little bit harder. Just when you're working in a bracelet, you don't have to twist it around unless you cut it too long. And it can get sloppy looking. But if you cut it, as you can see right here, nice and close, All you really need to do is push it down. It's not going anywhere, you can't feel it. It's not going to snag on curtains, clothing, or scratch your skin. Now we'll do the next two eyes. These here I definitely cut longer than I should have cut them by an inch. I have not worked in a bracelet in a very long time to do just a regular project like this. I mean, I've worked in bracelets, but for different types, they're in a playlist. All these different color bicones that you see are all leftover beads from my 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And that's what I'm working with. And I actually may use my beads like the mix for the next project. I have not done that for a while. I've been picking beads and do have a lot of crystals though that I've been using that I purchased. They're not old. I got a lot in my bucket too. My canisters. I actually have a video of my workspace. It shows you what I have. It's a lot, more than I'll ever need. Okay, so let's cut those two off. See, so I definitely have cut off a good amount of wire. I would rather cut that off than have to use pliers and pull. My hands just are not built for that anymore. So push this down. It's long enough. Wrap it around your wire. Just like that. I wrap it around twice. I'll show you why now. Sorry for the noise. I know it's probably picking up on my sound system really loud. I'll work on that too. Let me know in the comments. This is new to me. I'm trying to do this for your benefit, not because I want to try something new. Okay, so the reason I wrap around twice, see why I can just push that down a little bit. Nope, not with this. Okay, I like to get in. You have to still support your work. Even though this is nice and sturdy, just put your hand under your work, put your thumb on it. With the needle nose plier, I like to put the bends. It'll tighten up these branches and it will not unravel. When I was wrapping around, unless I wrap 100 times and then it looks sloppy on my, I'm not neat, it looked sloppy on my hoop and I don't like it. My preference, hold on to it always because it'll still break. Support your work, push up with your hand under or your finger and down with your thumb. If you're working in a big hoop, the same thing, put it in your hand. Don't be afraid to give it a little bend. Just be gentle because you don't want to break it. The 22 gauge, what we're working with now, is much, much stronger. When you make your bends with 24, we'll do that tree next. Be gentle. You'll break it. You'll break it. And I do have tutorial, in my playlist on what to do if you break a wire or if you come up short. Unfortunately, I don't recommend it in a bracelet. I just don't. It's not worth it. It's a small little space, and if you break your wire, it would be harder to fix it than to just take your loss. I've taken a loss. Cut your tree out of your bracelet. You can save your bracelet if you want, or not. It's up to you. And keep your beads. Take the loss on your wire. I've done it. I actually used to have one of those big old cookie tins or popcorn tin, and I would throw all the bracelets after I cut the tree out. And later, when I ran low on bracelets, I would go back and pull all the wires off. For real. Yeah, that's what you do. You save for your beads. Oh, yeah. I remember when that thing was full. My husband thought I wasted so many things. I had a lot of wasted trees that I cut out of the hoops. That's okay. Learned a million lessons. Now I'm telling you too. So don't feel bad if it doesn't work out. Try again. Get down there and cut them out, and you get your needle nose, your pliers, and you pull them out, not the needle nose. Pull your wires off if you want to save your bracelet or your hoop. I would save bracelets. I've saved hoops. You have to hold on to rods. It'll be really hard. And that completes almost half of our tree. Oh, yeah, one half. This is an easy um, project for a beginner in a bracelet. And it's what I started out with, and I still like working on them. You can make something beautiful. These make great ornaments. Or you can do like I did, make 3 or 4, put them together, and create birthstones for families, birthstone trees for family members. They'll love them. They're beautiful. These make great Christmas ornaments as well. And they look beautiful in the window. And this is lovely. So I just throw it right back in there. I'll pick it up again. Maybe not today. Should have just dropped it, but then I'll pick those up too. Just wrap this around twice. Across and over. So again, bring it to your hoop and push it beads down. Don't worry, it's not straight. It's okay. It will get straight. Wrap it around. Bring it up. Wrap it around again like that. Bring it up again. Now backtrack. Hold on to your work. Go in between the row you're working on and the one you did just previous to that. Then bring it back from the big underside. Bring it up and cross it over. Now cut the wires. I cut the wires now because before I didn't, and then I would have all these scratchy wires, and it just makes my work go by fast. This isn't taking long at all. And you may have to do this in 2 because I'm looking now and I have a timer set because I have not deleted any videos that I've made, so I've run out of space. I don't want to, if it just shuts off, then I'll pick it back up. This says I have 18 minutes and this says I have 26 remaining. Let's see what we can do. Oops. That one just jumped right on. There you go. Remember. Again. Now I feel like I have to beat the clock. And I'm not paying attention to color, but they're coming out pretty good. It's very pretty. So if you buy seed beads in the big bag that I have in the playlist, crazy worth it. Get a big bag and mix them up. That one's like, wow, it's okay. That was one that had a hole that was not perfect. Could have put another bead there and I didn't, and that's fine too. I would have pushed these down, but you know what? Not today. This is strictly for you. Just a teaching tree. I'm not going to do anything special with it. I still want it to look nice though. Just get in there and then the wire. Yeah, this is, I have 6 minutes left, so I am going to leave it right here and come back to these two in a few minutes. I have to delete the videos that I just made. I'm learning, but I don't want it to quit out in the middle, so we'll leave it at this. We'll call this part 1. I will title it properly. I'll be back.